Now we can scroll. Okay, well. There's that. Cutscene now? I suspect you haven't been completely honest with us. Not exactly. Samara, I think it's obvious we can trust them at this point. They could have easily killed us and taken the stone for themselves by now. Tried, perhaps. Well, while your faith in our character is quite flattering, I think what Irving was getting at is how do we know we can trust you? Yes, I think it's best if we hang on to the stone for now. Very well. Wait, what? If you truly feel they can be trusted, then there's no harm in it. Besides, surely they're more capable of defending the stone than these bandits. If it stays with them, at least we know it's safe. Safe from what? That's just it. We're not sure.
Great.
Wonderful. These stones, most of them have been lost to legend for centuries, but recently many have been popping up again. Someone very powerful seems to have taken an interest in them.
What?
Ooh, for what purpose? That's just what we came to investigate. Unfortunately, our next lead is somewhat time sensitive. So you're just letting this legendary stone go, after all that?
Surely not.
No. Brooke will remain with you, as she has a good grasp of what we're dealing with. Sarah and I will pursue this necromancer. We'll have more to share when next our paths meet. Okay, so we keep like one of these three, but not the other two. It seems like.
Insist.
I take it that's an order and not merely an irritating suggestion. I'm so glad we get to keep the pleasant one. These are clearly on Aramorans. Why are you so quick to trust? Earlier today, I wasn't aware the undead were even real. Now, we stand over their twice-slain corpses. Any enemy of that must be a friend of
I
ours.
said my part.
It's not that simple. Their heritage alone does not necessitate our distrust. I would say the mercenary stays. We're about to rejoin the rest of the Delian army. She could be a spy. I'm standing right here. And while I'm flattered, I'm not a spy. Sorry, Lincoln. I think I'm with Irving on this one. Clearly there's something bigger going on here. Hardly seems smart to drop our only lead. You all feel this way, so be it. You've shown nothing but good instincts so far. Thank you, Sarah, Samara. We'd be happy to have Brooke join us for the time being.
Of course.
You won't regret it. Handle that stone with care. It's more powerful than you think. Try not to let anyone know about what happened here. We don't know who could be listening. Okay. Chapter 6, Ironworth Striking. How long did that chapter take me? I guess we'll see when I check out the save slots in a hot second here. Oh, we got some foreshadowing cutscenes. Well, not foreshadowing cutscenes, but just like some stuff going on in the background. Master, I must begin with a humble apology. I was unable to retrieve the I was about to make a joke saying I was unable to retrieve the fire emblem. I was unable to retrieve the aspect at Drakenweld.
Why am I not surprised?
The stone is of little concern. Quite forgettable, actually. Foul Kingdom is rife with them. Also, if I had known that, like, 2 of those units were gonna, like, skedaddle and 1 was gonna stay, could I have traded with them to take their eternal aspects and just keep that? I'm now wondering. Could be worth looking into. But your failure to obey I find quite troubling. Has my judgment of character fallen so far in my isolation?
Master.
Of course not, Master. There was a group of young warriors there, which we had not anticipated. Pitiful, really. They wanted to vanquish the bandits for the sake of a local backwater town.
Pathetic.
Pitiful indeed. Tell me then, how is it that these pitiful youths bested you? I felt it unwise to reveal the full extent of my powers over such a trivial matter. Trivial. Make no mistake, Akmenos. You only draw breath because you are useful to me. There are many ways to obtain the information I need. I was born of the eclipse. I have nothing but time. I understand. Do you? I could reduce you to dust and think nothing of it. You've been a plague on Terrazel, I think that's how it's pronounced, for too long. Such wanton destruction is the folly of weaker men, but I will make an exception for one who treats my life's work as triviality.
Fool.
Those young warriors may seem but vermin to you, but only a fool would discount enemies he has yet to defeat. I left a parting gift for them, Master. An army of undead. It is unlikely they survived. Unlikely? Then you have failed even to see their deaths through to the end. Know this. We are not the only ones in search of the aspects. I won't have us discovered so early. See to it that your baseless assumption is correct. If their bodies are absent from the manor, I will require more from you on this matter. Waste no more of my time.
It will be done.
Of course, Master. Okay. In Drakenweld Manor, the party finds much more than bandits after rescuing Sophia and Sloane. They are attacked by a powerful necromancer who came under the less than believable guise of the search for a family heirloom. Sarah, Brooke, Samara, 3 mysterious women from Aramore. Band with the party to defeat the undead. Sarah and Samara set off to continue their search, leaving Brooke with the party. Though Lincoln's sense of order and duty is conflicted by allowing this, there's more to this necromancy than they yet know. They head now for Sojourn, preparing to face the anger of King Varric. Oh, okay. Yeah, freaking explode again. And yeah, that all sounds about right. What's going on over here, huh? You would vouch for him after he risked my troops against your orders. Lincoln is the most capable soldier I've had the privilege of commanding. He would have had good reason. This army isn't built like Karmat's Republic. I don't care how good his reasons were. While this crown sits on my head, orders are to be followed to the word. If every officer followed weeks-old orders and refused to adapt to changing circumstances, Aramore would write us straight into a history book. Time and again, you stand your ground against my words. Do you know how many commanders have gone toe-to-toe with their liege and lived to speak of it? All the competent ones, your highness.
Very well.
Exactly. I am patient with you because I trust your brilliance. I'm not so sure this Lincoln merits the same respect. All he requests is that his group stays together. They'll have to prove it a benefit to me. I shall arrange a test for them. A path of redemption. A path of radiance. No, yeah, a path of redemption. Should they pass, they can keep their battle group. That is most generous, your highness. If I catch wind of you giving them any kind of advantage, the headsman will not have such occasion to care for your brilliance as I. Understood, your highness. I wouldn't dream of it. Well then, huh? Certainly a big rude dude. Oh, okay, well we got our menu here again. We got a bunch of bonds to get through. I've been streaming this for about 6.5 hours. I'm honestly very tempted to continue streaming it tonight, but like at the same time, I also have a final exam tomorrow. I'm gonna grab some water here really quickly. I'm gonna turn off my camera. We should use some of these tokens. Is what we should do. So we made it to chapter 6, Ironworth Striking. Apparently. I don't know how much longer we're gonna be going with this. So, yeah, we can see all of our units here. Yeah, we could use some leveling there, to say the least, huh? And we have our new unit of Brooke, apparently, who we threw into Raider. So, we have 5 of these tokens. Who wants it? Is the question of the day. We already got Longsword +1. So we can upgrade that to a Claymore, apparently? Maybe that's what we'll do. It increases the weight, apparently. We'll do that. So yeah, now it needs a tier 2 token, it seems like. So we have 4 more of those. So the one that we upgraded here before was that one. We could always upgrade that. That increases the weight as well. Increases crit, increases accuracy. No, I'll do it. I'll do it, actually. Screw it. So... Huh. Anybody with, like, a particularly high speed stat that doubles people a whole lot. I'm pretty sure Bianca already doubles people a whole lot, so maybe Pickaxe would be the best for you? For, like... You know, the weapon that helps you double, I guess? Because you're doubling people from time to time. Is the thing. C is consistently doubling people. Is also the thing. I haven't upgraded any of your things. We use the knife a decent bit. We also use this one a decent bit. Weight stays the same. This would increase the damage here. And accuracy. And crit a little bit. No, we'll do it. We'll do it. There we go. Knife +1. We have 1 tier 2 token. Is there some way that we might want to use that? I do like Sophia. We haven't upgraded anything from you yet. So... We use a warbow a decent bit. Accuracy would stay the same. Much more damage there. Look at the short bow's damage there. Freaking 1 compared to 8 here. Like, I know that's the weapon that's supposed to help you, like, double and stuff, but, like, man, what a difference. I'm gonna upgrade the warbow. Oh, freaking... Do that. There's no sound effect that time. It was freaking weird. We could always, use our first tier 2 token. Weight stays the same there, more accuracy and whatnot. I mean, this is one of our main characters here as well. Screw it, we're doing it. We're doing it. So we have 4,287 gold as well. And when it comes to the shop here, we can always get more weapon tokens is what we can do. I think we'll leave it for now. I think it's fine enough as is at the moment. All right, let's see our support conversations that we have at the ready over here is what we'll do. So what do you make of these kids? The Academy has trained them well, but they lack experience. A little time in the field will make seasoned soldiers out of them. Our seasoned minced meat. Where's the ferret class? That's what we need. We need the freaking ferret class. No, I really wish you wouldn't say things like that. It's not good for morale. I know, it's just, they're also young. You were young too when you enlisted.
Huh?
I like to think I'm still young, thank you very much. Come on, Harmonia. What, freaking? You got the director on speed? What, you want me to send him a DM asking him for a freaking ferret DLC? Cause like, what the heck? He's apparently online right now, according to Discord. I don't think I'm gonna send him a DM to freaking do that. Freaking get that DLC added for ferret class already. Is what what we can do. My goodness. He's probably gonna be like really busy today as well. Like it'd be really funny if you watched the VOD and saw this. Who knows? Could even be lurking. He does have a freaking Twitch account that I haven't seen him stream before. I've tuned into like smidges of VODs, but he does have like a Twitch account as well as a thing. So who knows? Come on, Chip. Come on, add that fair as a class. It'd be really funny. Add it as a freaking April 1st thing next year. That's what we need. As of course, I only meant. I know what you meant. Well, didn't soldiering provide you with a better life?
Definitely.
Sure, but the bar was low. Not a whole lot of exciting things waiting for an adept in new lace? Nothing pleasant anyway. Suppose that's true. Just can't believe Varric would stoop to something like this. Must be seriously desperate. These are trying times, Bianca. It'll be hard decisions like Varric's that bring us to victory if we live to see the end of this. We will. You seem rather certain. It's just a feeling I've got. Try sharing that with the troops. I can't promise anything, but they might find it more inspiring than your comments about minced meat. Yeah, they might. Don't worry, we'll all survive until the end of this. This is in the hands of freaking me. Nothing ever goes wrong in Fire Emblem on this channel with me, right? Or like any strategy game. Sport combos are wild? Yeah, certainly can be. But yeah, when it comes to stuff with the director of this game, I know that he's gonna be like probably super busy like today and for like the next couple weeks most likely, what with, you know, the launch of their first ever game. So there's gonna be, you know, a lot of busyness that comes around that. But when Harmonia is the best or resetting when someone dies, don't worry. Freaking people don't die initially in this game. If they run out of HP, then they get what's called a grave wound, and they have like one of their stats go down by like 10%, something like that. So it's like you can continue playing without losing that unit, but it is still going to hurt you in some way. Is the real dark deity was the friends we made along the way. Absolutely. Anyway, what I was about to mention was when it comes to the director of this game, he's definitely going to be very busy for like the next couple weeks because, you know, I can imagine how busy things would get when shipping one's first ever game. But we did actually wind up talking a little bit at the end of our session in a bit that I wound up cutting out from the video that was published to YouTube about my whole Creators Collide series. Since I've been planning for a while now about booting up that series again and have, you know, that series be the thing where it's like every episode is games with a fellow content creator. All while having like a semi-interview about how long they've been creating content, what kind of content they make, inspirations they've had, yada yada, for like a nice chill time while having games with them while also being able to see this other perspective and side of them and whatnot, because I think that'd be a really cool series to have like a full playlist on and have every episode be like it's hopping into a different content creator, a different personality and stuff like that. So I'm queued up to do that with a few Twitch streamers, a few YouTubers, a couple Smash crew leaders of friendos of mine, and I figure like, hey, game developers extend to that as well. So in part of the bit that's cut out about the video that I uploaded earlier about the freaking demo that I did with the developer, we wound up actually talking about Creators Collide a little bit, and he was saying that it might well be something that he may be interested in. Like once things get a little bit less hectic after like a couple weeks pass from the craziness of publishing one's first game. So maybe, we might be seeing the director for this game on the channel again in the foreseeable future. We shall see. We shall see. Maybe, depending on how things play out. I'm not gonna make any promises right now, but there are discussions about things and stuff, I will say. And if things do wind up working out like that, that'd be really hype. Yeah, we got the ferret. Was that your first time behind bars back there, Sophia?
Yeah.
Is it bad that I initially went to hit like right on the arrow key, which is my A button for like Fire Emblem Fates and Awakening on the emulator and whatnot? And Drakenweld, yeah, and hopefully the last two. Dang it, I freaking did it again. Good to hear. Wouldn't want you causing any trouble. I'm just now realizing, freaking, yes, rock the scarf. Absolutely rock the scarf. Freaking more video games need characters that rock scarves. I freaking immediately went to press right on my arrow keys again. Well, you don't have to worry about me. I'm usually pretty good with rules, so long as I can remember them. Butter gets into trouble sometimes, but for the most part, I'm there to get him out of it. Look how adorable the freaking... Even the ferret is smiling. Oh, that's so cute. So you're the responsible one. Pretty much.
How cute.
Great. I guess he is a ferret after all, so the bar is pretty low. Exactly. What kind of trouble are we talking about exactly? You know, picking fights with bigger animals, breaking into things, stealing food, that sort of thing. I see. Word of advice. Try to keep him on a tight leash, especially around Lincoln. Tight leash? I don't think I've ever seen a ferret on a leash. I can't say I have either, Sophia. I'm just trying to say you should keep an eye on him. Oh yeah, most of the time I do that with both eyes. Excellent. Whalp. Yeah, let's, we're gonna see all the Sophia ones here. Hey Sophia, when we found you, I saw you had a pet, but I didn't think you actually fought with it too. I've never seen anything like that before. That's pretty neat. I don't think we've actually seen the ferret come into play in gameplay yet. Thanks, Alden. Yep, Butter and I are absolutely inseparable. You two make a good pair. He's a funny little guy too. My family used to have like ferrets way back. I think that was back when my parents were still living in Texas. And I don't know if they had ferrets like by the time I existed in this world, but I know that back when there were ferrets in my parents' life at least. And ferrets are so adorable. I love ferrets. Sure is. Want to pet him?
You sure?
Would that be all right? Sure, go right ahead. He loves to be pet. It's complete opposite to the doggy here.
Oh, Butter.
See how he's snuggling into your palm? That means he likes you. Oh man, that's sweet. I'm surprised you don't have a pet of your own, Alden. I always wanted a dog back home, but I guess it's for the best that we didn't get one. We'd have just had to leave it behind anyway. Yeah, that would be hard. Maybe you'll have one someday. I hope so. Then you could show me how to fight with them in battle. I'd be happy to. But the two of you would be absolutely unstoppable. That would be totally awesome. Totally radical. See, I told you we'd be fine. When lucky some capable fighters decide to play hero, there was no guarantee things would have ended so nicely. You call that nicely?
That's cute.
You haven't seen the alternative. Come on, you could have busted us out of there if you needed to. Not without attracting a lot of attention, and probably starting a forest fire, maybe two. Oh, yeah, I guess we are lucky. Incredibly so. How much longer until we've repaid the favor? I still think we'd have better luck in Aramor.
I'm intrigued.
I don't know. I'm certainly not planning to get us wrapped up in any King's War, but this is an interesting bunch. Entertaining, for now at least. I don't mind sticking around a bit longer. Butter seems to like them well enough. Well, in that case, it's settled, isn't it? Do you make any decisions without consulting your ferret?
Oh, Butter.
He hasn't made a bad one yet. I seem to recall being thrown in a cell. Hey, that wasn't Butter's fault. Never blame the ferret. Yes, well, perhaps if you'd only listened to his advice, that whole affair would have played out differently. Exactly. God, so you actually believe that, don't you? Well, looks like we have a thingamabob here with these two. Your technique was off in our last fight. I thought I did pretty well, thank you very much. Pretty well is not perfect. You have too much potential as a fighter to perform only pretty well. I think you mean that as a compliment, and it sounds like one, but it really doesn't feel like one. I don't intend to flatter you. You're raw, and you have a lot to learn. It annoys me to see you make easily correctable mistakes. Help me help you to fix them.
Can you not?
Oh there, I think I'm gonna blush. Cool with the honeyed words.
You can't be serious.
Sia, stop for just 1 second with the deflection. There's a great deal that I can teach you. If you want to stay alive during these dangerous times, you'd be a fool to turn me down. Won't be the first time. I'm not going to beg you to take my help. Tell me now if you want to learn. Fine, I want to learn. I promise to be a good little princess and act studious for you. You've read me wrong if you think I want you to act studious. I've slain hundreds, Sia. I barely know how to read. I'm a potent weapon, but I know my strength as well as my weaknesses. Hundreds? I worked as an assassin for the entirety of my youth, and then some. If you agree to let me train you, you are understanding that I know how to kill, and will not seek to teach otherwise. That's heavy. Hold on, I saw you reading some huge manuscript not 2 days ago.
Fine.
Alright, fine. My master taught me in many capacities, including more studious things. Don't get started with me. I'm trying to help you understand that what I teach is not pleasant. It isn't happy-go-lucky barmaid business. I know, I hear you. Not as dumb as I look, you know. I don't think you look dumb in the slightest. I think you're much smarter than you give yourself credit for. Let's get started then. Whale. It looks like you have another. Wait, I see another exclamation point here, but not a thing. What? Why? Is the game bugging out? Huh? I'm gonna back out and go back in. What? I have experience with developing a game in a very short time span of 3 months through a university. So I'm no like expert of making games, but I do have some experience, and I have a feeling I know why there is an exclamation point here while there is nobody here. Because the bug with the blue-haired assassin, you have it too. I think I know why is a thing. Because the thing with a coding is, it'll do exactly what you program it to do, and sometimes that winds up being things that you didn't see coming. What I would bet money on this. I would bet that Brooke has a support conversation available with one of the 2 units that we had in that last battle that I forget the names of, Sarah and Saramore, I believe. She must have a support conversation at the ready with one of those 2, so it shows the exclamation point here like, oh, Brooke has a support conversation at the ready, even though they're not appearing there and they're not in the thing. I wonder if I could DM the director right now and like report that as a bug. I have a feeling that that's probably what's going on here. Most likely. I could send him a DM and be like, hey, I got a bug to report. Is what I could well do. Because I would bet money that that's what's going on here. Because that's not something that we've seen before. And Mortis is saying that's just a thing with freaking... I mean, we'll see if it's going on with anybody else here. But I'd bet you that's what's happening. I'd bet you that's what's happening here. So, yeah, I might forget later. But I'll try to remember later and freaking bring it up. Bring it up to him and whatnot. Have some manners. I'm trying to spend some time alone here.
What a joke.
Oh, excuse me. I missed the big sign with that written on it and happened to walk within 20 feet of you. Huge mistake on my part.
Guess I'll state the obvious.
If you had any sense of tact, you have seen me and realized what I was doing.
Right.
You're probably right. That sounds like it was intended to be an insult, but I'm all tactless. Been this way since birth. You really don't... You people make no sense to me. Have you not spent any time in Sojourn? Actually, I've never been. Just a bumbling country lad, aren't I? Does it make your blood boil spending all this time with us uncivilized youths? Yes. Happy? I'm used to hot, drawn baths and 3 servants at all times. This is my own personal abyss.
You're really
The
something.
river is right there. May not be warm, but it works just the same. I'd even say better. The current helps you wash. How uncouth asking a lady to bathe. You prefer I ask you to join me? I'm a good teacher, What are some of these supports?
No.
You're simply disgusting, Garrick. I don't need to be taught to
Are
bathe.
you sure?
I don't recall specifying that's why I intended to teach. Get out of here before I call Lincoln to fetch you. Yes, ma'am. Welp. There's that. Let's see this here. Dear gods, is that safe? It would be if you hadn't wandered into my personal space. Wow, freaking Sloan here really doesn't like people getting close. What the hell? Should I leave? No, stand very still. Very, very still. There. Now you won't be burned to a crisp. Is there something important, or did you interrupt my training just to say hello? There isn't a good answer here, is there? Not if the answer isn't something important, no. Well, me asking you about your past is pretty important, right? Would you care to leave willingly, or shall I resort to force? Wait, that came out wrong. I just mean, the last I heard you were living in Canopy with your family at your back. Oh, you pay attention to kingdom policies. How original. I'm just trying to ask you a question.
Guess I'll state the
Stop
obvious.
trying then. Problem solved. Alright, I'm sorry. I didn't want to pry. I just figured you wouldn't mind talking
That's
about it.
good.
How about you go figure somewhere that isn't my training space? Alright. Wow, freaking... How rude there, huh? Yeah, and same thing for Irving. I have a feeling that what's going on is probably supports available with some of the party members that, you know, aren't actually in our party right now. I would bet you, like, this is clearly a glitch in the game right now, and I would bet money on the cause for that glitch being those 2 party members who are no longer in the party. Like, I have experience with, you know, programming things in some game and being like, wait, why did that glitch come up? Oh, wait, it couldn't but come up because I didn't account for, like, this one specific case. I would bet you that's what's going on here. Absolutely. So that's gonna be annoying, just having that exclamation point there during that. But it is what it is, I suppose. It is what it is, I suppose. I already organized, like, inventory and stuff. We already used all our tokens that we had. I can always use, like, some gold and whatnot. Something that is going to be important to keep in mind throughout this playthrough is it's not going to be something like freaking Fire Emblem Awakening, Echoes, or freaking Fates or whatnot, where it's like, this is a save file that I flush out however much I can. When I talked to the director about this game, he was telling me that there's like no post game to this game. It's just kind of the kind of game where it's like you beat it and then it's done, kind of like a Blazing Sword situation, kind of like Three Houses, except without the freaking insane tedious pain of Three Houses. And apparently, rather than going for, you know, a save file that you can try to deck out and perfect, they went for like replay value, what with their whole randomizer and whatnot, and the different difficulty settings. Like, apparently you can literally set your own characters and the enemy's classes to be completely randomized, and he was telling me that that's apparently like one of the most fun ways to play, so it's something that we'll like consider when we're done with our main playthrough and such. But it is worth keeping in mind that unlike something like some of the Fire Emblem games that we've covered on this channel, we're not exactly going to likely get to a point where it's like everybody decks out like every support with one another and the whole save file gets completely decked out. Like, it's not gonna be that kind of situation, you know? Not gonna be that kind of thing. Yeah, just over 6 hours and now Jeebus. But yeah, I would still like to do a little bit more of this tonight. And like, I do have a final exam tomorrow that's like later in the day for a mini semester that I've been taking with just one class that was just a month and a half long. It was a class on the study of loneliness, and it was actually a really fascinating class. But I was originally thinking a little while back that like maybe I'd take a break from this, grab some foods, and then come back to playing this. But I don't really like that idea, because I'd probably be calling it a day soon in the near-ish future anyway. I still want to do some more, so I'm thinking that I might, rather than like switching over to like DBD or taking like a dedicated break, we might just put up like the BRB screen, and I may go let the doggy out for the last time of the day, munch a granola, grab some water, and be back in like a few minutes here is kind of what I'm thinking. Hey Jesse, do you need out? You need out for the last time of the day? Yep. That would be the answer to that question. So we'll be back here shortly. Enjoy the music for now. We'll be back with probably one more chapter. We're probably going to do one more chapter for this session and then see how things go from there. So yeah, I'll be back soon.